Okay, so now we are looking at our template in to make an assessment. Obviously, we can change the name of the title. We can add our own description. The default comes in Latin, so I'm sure we don't want to use that. The very first question they have here is name, and this is a short answer question that they have selected as required and have set at 0 points. The same with collecting their email address. I do want to point out that once again, that if we go to our settings and we say that we want to collect that email address, and we're going to limit to one response, which is requiring them to sign into our own domain, and we've saved that, then these first two questions really are not necessary because we're taking care of that in our settings. It's going to be just a little bit of a time saver for you and your students. So let's take a look at how we can add some questions now. So this was just, we've just added a description. This is where we select that. So this is just, okay, now we're going to ask the questions. Here's a description of what types of questions. Maybe this is all vocabulary, the vocab section of the questions. That all comes from adding this title and description. Then we can start with questions. Now remember, we're using a template, so these have already been populated for us. And when I'm looking, I can replace your first question with my real question. And here they've already selected that this one is going to have the right answer. So if I want to say, what color is the sun? Then option 1 is going to be wrong, but option 2 is going to be correct. And maybe I don't even want a fourth option. I can get rid of that. I could say other and ask them to type something in. Okay. Here's my answer key. When I've selected that, I can select this. Now, if I decide this is going to be my right answer, now I'm going to take those away just by clicking on them. But we're going to keep yellow as the correct answer. Because I'm in editing mode here, I can make this worth 2 points, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can keep going. Put that back to just 1 point. I can also give feedback for incorrect answers. So I can give feedback telling what the correct answer was if they've chosen an incorrect. I could actually add a link. Maybe I want to link out to a review sheet that shows where we've discussed this in the past. I could also give feedback for a correct answer, and I can say, great job. And I can save that. Okay, so now I have feedback for a correct answer. I have feedback for an incorrect answer. I can edit those, or I could trash them. And just be sure to say done. The next question that the template displays is checkboxes. And again, here is, once I'm in editing mode, they have given actually 3 things that should be checked. So this might be select 3 ways to whatever. And then all 3 of these would be the correct options. Here's my answer key to where I can move those around, change the point value, and I can give that feedback for that question as well, and hit done. Okay, so third question is a short answer question. These are kind of tough to grade because you can have them automatically graded, but when you put in a fill-in-the-blank type of question, what is the vocab word that means process of turning liquid to vapor? and we have some short answers. We can add the correct answer. We want it to be evaporation. But how many people are going to misspell that word? So I could actually add some misspellings that I'm going to accept. Maybe they just missed that vowel. But is that the only way we're going to accept? I could say evaporation. And we could. The problem with this is how many misspellings are you going to anticipate? So you can take a pretty good guess, give a couple, if they're close. If they're way off, maybe you're not going to accept them. This is completely up to you how you want to do that. Maybe short answer isn't the best way to ask this question. That's completely up to you. Again, changing the point value and giving some feedback here is still available as an option for you as the teacher. You can always go back in and reevaluate the answer that is put in here and make the adjustment on their scores later. Let's make sure we hit done. Okay. This section is one of these add a title and description boxes, in that you can actually copy and paste a small passage of text that you want the students to read, and then notice down below it says based on the text above, so it's obviously referring to this passage, and then here is your the question that you want to ask. And then of course you have the option of making these any type of question that you would like.